Okay, everybody, by this stage, if you've been watching this channel, you really get it that, like, I hate companies that don't put, like, live resin in their products and they say they're going to, or they say something that's in there, like they label it as THCP, and there's literally, like, it's like less than 1% is THCP. It's like when in industries where you have such a little amount of an ingredient, you don't even need to put it on the packaging. But in our industry, if you have a little of something on that, if you have literally next to nothing in that, you're going to label it as the product. So when it comes to our live resin gummies, I want you to know that, like, these actually have live resin in them. And before I just jump into this, like, just hit the subscribe button, right? We see this every day. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like 80% of you aren't subscribed right now. Just hit the subscribe button. And give it a like. If you like this content, you're getting educated, you're liking our gummies, why wouldn't you, right? We're a small independent company here. We're growing. You help us to grow. Hit the like button. Simple, right? So back to the video. Boom, baby. We got our live resin gummies and they're just after coming out. And if you look at this, we've got it in the elderberry flavor. If you haven't tried that, it is one of our newest flavors. And so these gummies have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different cannabinoids in there. You also have a lot of acidic cannabinoids. And let me tell you, each one of these gummies are 100 milligrams each. There's 2,000 milligrams per container. And I've got a Terp report here. And I'll also tell you, I had a real good laugh because I was so stoned that, like, by the time, I'll get in there. I'll get into it with you. So, okay, it's 1 p.m. I pop one gummy into my mouth. I give it a good chew. There is cannabis flavor to it, which is unlike our other gummies. Why do you think that is, everybody? I'm going to give you a guess. Because there's live resin in there. If you got that, well done. You got a gold star today. So, yes, these do have a little bit of that cannabis taste to them. I can't deny that. Some people may not like it, but I love it. And each gummy is actually 112 milligrams total. And I just tell myself, I can handle this, right? I'm the owner of the company. I've done this a bunch of times. This isn't going to be nothing. I'm going to pop one of these 100 milligram gummies and I'll be fine. Well, I should be able to handle one, I say to myself. And I got jiu-jitsu in Monday evening. So, you know, I often think, yeah, there's some guys there's some guys, they go to training, they get high beforehand, they have a great time. I really realized that, like, that's not me, right? And there's some people that, like, I was laughing at this the other day, there's some people that, like, get really productive when they're stoned. That's not me, right? Like, I've been ingrained in my culture in Ireland to, like, it was always like, we have a smoke, we're chilling. We're smoking, we're hanging out with the guys, we're smoking, playing video games. There was never a time which was like, smoke and do work, right? And so for me, it's like sometimes it's like the mind is getting going, oh yeah, this is what other people do, and like that's what I like to do. And then I realize no, that's not what I like to do. So basically, well, 45 minutes into this, I'm starting to feel this gummy. It's coming on strong and it ain't slowing down. I can feel the pressure release in the back of my eyes. I'm more off in my head than I expected. So the one thing I would say comparing these live resin gummies to the heavy dose gummies is the heavy dose gummies are like so much body and sedating, and these are much more like lofty is the best way to put it. More I don't even like saying sativa indica anymore because it's so broad and there's so many new cannabinoids, but like these definitely with the there's also there's also not plant but cannabis terpenes in this with the live resin, and so it definitely gives more of a creative mindset, I suppose the best way to put it. So I'm way off my head, more than I expected. Somewhat struggling to follow simple instructions. I'm laughing a lot. My face is completely glazed over, right? So I end up going into training and I'm not following the instructions. And so imagine like we're in training, we've got our coach, he's teaching us, so it's like we line up against the wall. He says, hey, he's got his your Uki is like the trainer to the coach. And so he shows the move, you do it like this, put their arm in an arm bar, do this thing. And then it's like you got your training partner, right? And so then I'm going, okay, cool. And then I'm like with my training partner and I'm like, fuck. Like I've totally blanked out on like what we were just thought there. Like, and so I'm sort of then like relying, I'm like, yeah, why don't you go first, right? To like the training partner who's called Wesley. And I'm like banking on him being able to do all of this, right? Because like I haven't. And then I'm just like being the worst training partner ever. And so no one, I haven't told anybody, right? Like it's not like you go in there and like, yeah, I'm high as hell, right? You just go in there nice and quiet. And so as we're rolling is what you do in jiu-jitsu, and it's like the equivalent of sparring, right? Instead of like standing up punching, we're on the ground rolling, right? So that's what that's called. And in the middle of it, he turns around to me and he goes, so first of all, like my face is, I'm laughing lots, right? So my face is completely glazed over. And after me messing up like on a couple of occasions, like Wesley turns around to me and goes like, so, you know, like on a scale to like 1 to 10, like how high are you right now? And he said that he was a 2, right? So I, of course, like jiu-jitsu is synonymous with people who also like to smoke, especially at like 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. And so he's like, yeah, I'm about a 2. What are you? And I hadn't told him anything, so I must have been really bad, right? It's like when somebody comes in and it's like, they're stinking of booze and they're like, really? Did you really think that like no one here was going to notice? And then I was like, what am I right now? And I was like, so I wrote like, I was like an 11 out of 10. Like that's where I was off one gummy. And I realized like, I really don't like being stoned when I'm trying to learn things. That's not how I learn. I know certain people are different, but yeah, that thing basically, it got me into a really nice flow state afterwards when I was actually like rolling, not thinking about it too much. But it honestly lasted for like quite a long time. So with these other gummies, the 100 milligram ones, the THCPs is going to be like, no joke, like 12 to 24 hours. And with these live resin gummies, I would say you're looking at that like, you know, 6 to 8 hours at least. And overall, I felt them to be, they're very relaxing. You're definitely going to feel relaxed. You're definitely going to feel super calm. We actually also had a reviewer do these gummies, and his name is Brian. So Brian, if you're watching this, so Brian 76 Hemp Reviews and stuff reviewed our gummies, and we sent him over the live resin ones as well as the hemp ones. We will leave a link in below so you can check out that review. But everybody was pretty impressed with those gummies, and he also said very clearly like he's a very high tolerance, and these are not something like he was feeling very stoned from them, and it was just very clear to not overdo it on these. And let me just check in here on some of the comments. So look, when you're looking at Brian, you're gonna look at him. He's like, you see him right away. He's like, I'm 45 minutes in, right? And you could see very clearly like he is feeling these gummies big time. Yeah, I'm feeling this.
Right where I expected to be. Yeah, the taste on it, you know, that much just still in it.
And so, yeah, of course, you're going to be tasting these gummies, right? Like, there's no question. These gummies, you're going to taste them, and they're very potent. But with the live resin, I promise you, with the acidic cannabinoids in there, you're going to feel a lot of that anti-inflammatory properties, as well as then getting that psychoactive effect from the delta-8 to delta-9, the HHC. So, make sure to check them out on the website. And thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.